So today I thought we'd talk about this road roller toy, robot driver, made in the 1950s by Normura, as far as we know. I haven't been able to track down a picture in anyone's collection of this toy with the box yet. And the reason that might be important is because there are many versions of this toy where instead of having a robot, it has a little man driving it. So the real question was, is this originally made to go with this toy or not? And I believe it is, because I've found in other people's collections and online at least 3 other examples of this toy with the same robot. And the reason we're shooting this in the house is when I went to test it out in the hut, it did run. The functions worked. The pistons moved and it drives forward and backward and all that stuff. But there's a small fan blade in here which is belt driven, and of course the belt had disintegrated and I wanted to replace that. And there's supposed to be a red light down inside that illuminates the pistons while it's running, and I needed to replace the red light. So I brought it in the house to do all those things, and I guess while the camera's pretty much aiming at it, maybe I'll move back even a little bit more. Let's move this mouse. And one of the advanced features that this toy has is this is a bumper. If it runs into something, it will then go into reverse, and then this sticks out the back, and when that bumps into something, then it'll go forward. This is your main on-off switch. These are the pistons, the spinning fan blade thing there. We'll zoom in on that in just a second. So, you kind of see the fan blade in there spinning around, the pistons, and yeah, the motor is a little bit noisy, but I cannot get in there to oil the motor due to the way it was built. I didn't want to do any more damage to it, and that'll become more clear as we take a look at some of these pictures here, which let's just do right now. It's not an easy toy to get into. It's built extremely clean compared to most tin toys as far as how it was assembled. So anyway, the first thing you're going to do to get in there is you're going to have to lift the little robot out of the way so you don't get him there. Then this is the whole thing turned upside down. Here's the front roller wheel. We need to get the roller wheel out of the way, and these little caps which are crimped in that hole. So you have to undo one crimp there and then lift the cap off, and we'll do that to both sides. There's the other one, and at that point you can try to get the roller wheel out. Once you get the roller wheel out of the way, then you've got these 2 tabs that you need to straighten out, and that's going to be so we can release that top hood so that this whole hood can lift off. Now the hood is also tabbed in 2 places inside both battery boxes on both sides, and it's tabbed right here and tabbed on the other side, so you need to straighten those tabs out. And once you've done that, you can then lift that whole hood piece off. Now the whole motor, this 4-cylinder motor, I'd already put on a new black fan blade belt in this picture, has 4 tabs here, here, and 2 on the other side. You straighten those and you can lift the entire motor out, just like that. On the bottom of the motor was a hole and 2 tabs that this light, this is a metal ring with a light hooked to it that tabs into the bottom of the motor. This is the light that I needed to replace, and did replace. And that's going on to a different toy. So basically that's how you take this one apart. Now the motor that's making its screeching noise is still back in this part here, and there are no visible ways to get to the tabs to lift this part off so that the motor is exposed. I can somewhat see it when I had it apart. Staring in here is a very large, almost goes side to side, plastic cased motor, which definitely dates it back to the mid-50s, I'd say 1955 probably. And it fits very securely into a frame in there. It's all metal gears. I could see that up in there. I tried to wick a little bit of oil down to it, but it's pinched so tightly within the frame, I really didn't figure that the oil would make it to it, and then from what we just heard, it didn't really. It still was making a little bit of a squeaking noise, but not too bad. So up here you can see the top hood off, the little robot guy, the little motor unit. Here's the front roller wheel. So it's if you take it apart that way, you can do it without damaging it to get in to replace the light bulb, which is what I was after. And it's also easier to replace this belt with everything out. But it's definitely not, if you have one of these and everything's working, you do not need to take it apart to replace the belt. You can build yourself a few little tools out of some paper clips to fish your rubber drive build up over the fan while it's still all put together. Sneak it underneath here and then pop it up on the pulleys. It can be done while it's all assembled. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed it. It's a super cool toy. Fairly rare, very old. Gotta love it.